Hey, welcome back to another speaking tip. Today, I want to go into putting humor into your speech. I get a lot of questions on how to put humor into speeches, and a lot of people are looking for like a formula or a system to put humor into speeches. And the truth of the matter is, just by the nature of a formula, it's not funny, or a system is not funny. There is a say a technical way to put some humor in a speech, but the big thing with humor is you're putting something in the speech that is a surprise. You're putting something in the speech that is not expected. So trying to have a formula to put something in that's not expected is almost impossible to have a formula like that. But the thing I want to go over with you today on how to put humor into the speech. And there's several different components you can use, but a lot has to do with your timing, your emphasis, your inflection, what words that you're, really trying to signify are important in the way you're saying them. And you can say the same words with no specific emphasis. It's not funny at all. And all you have to do is put some pause in it and emphasize or increase the volume. Like I said, change the timing on a certain word or two, and it can be a very funny component to your speech. Quite honestly, I have a lot of humor in my speeches when I talk to people, but I'm not trying to put humor in my speech. It's just how I communicate. Okay, so I'll have a lot of inflections, or I'll state something a certain way, and the way I make it sound, the way I state it, actually comes out humorous. Now, I'll give you just one example, and I have a short video I want to show you. Years ago, I was at a sales seminar, and the guy who was leading it was from Scotland, and he had this Scottish accent. And he was talking about he'd come to America, and he was trying to get a job, and he got this job selling books on the street. And he was in Florida, and it was like 95 degrees and 90% humidity, and he's standing out on this street corner, and it is so hot, and he's trying to sell books, and he's not selling any books, and he's across the street from a mall. So he goes, I'll go in the mall. It's air conditioned. So he's in the mall, and he sets up his little book thing, and he's trying to sell books inside the air conditioned mall. And he doesn't understand it's illegal to sell books at a mall, because you have the vendors or the store owners that are in that mall, and they're not allowed to come in and just set up a book selling bench and start selling books. So security comes over, and they said, excuse me, are you selling books in the mall? And of course, he had a Scottish accent, and he could have said very flatly, no, sir, I'm not selling anything. But he said, his response was, they came over and said, are you selling books? And he says, no, I haven't sold anything all day. And he said it in a way, especially at a sales seminar, that was so funny, because it was emphasizing the fact they were asking him, was he selling books? And he was saying, the problem is he's not selling anything, and he's supposed to be selling books. They're saying he's not supposed to be selling books, and he is selling books. But the inflection in the way he said it made it a hysterical response. And that was probably 28 years ago. I heard that, and I still remember that. No, I haven't sold anything all day. I remember that so well. It made such an impression on me. So just as another example on how your timing and emphasis can make things funny. There's a comedian that I've always enjoyed who is Lewis Black, and one of his routines is on the fact that the smallpox vaccination ran out and it stopped working. And I'm just going to show you a little clip of his presentation, because he does a phenomenal job, as most comedians do. He does a phenomenal job in using timing, in using emphasis, in the significance on specific words, and the way that he makes that really pop. So let's just take a second and watch Lewis Black here and see what he has to say.
I can't believe it wore off. And they didn't tell us, because that means my whole life has been a delusion. Because every day I'd wake up and I go, Well, it's going to suck today, but at least I'm not getting smallpox.
Okay, just a couple little things. The way he said, my whole life has been a delusion. Right? Now, he could have said, my whole life's been a delusion. You know, and my life sucks. And at least I could get up and say I wasn't going to get smallpox. And that's sort of funny, but the way his timing came in on it, the way his emphasis came in on it, the way his energy came in on it, it's hysterical to watch that whole routine. And then, of course, that was just probably 15, 20 seconds of it. But it gives you an idea on how you can create humor just by putting your energy, vocal variety, pacing, timing, emphasis into your words. You can use that as a main tool for creating humor in a lot of statements. So that's the tip for today. I'm going to have some more humor tips in the next few weeks. So keep watching, and I'll try to pull up everything I know in this area. Hopefully I have more than two or three tips for you. I hope I know more than that about humor, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, I'll see you next week.